And welcome back to this edition of Say What? Well, I hope that you're fantastic tonight. I'm sure a lot of us are ready to listen, to learn, and really to know how to forgive, especially after a heartbreak, after loving mapenzi. Yani mapenzi nafaa, yani kusemekana it's a pandemic. Let's now, of course, introduce my first guest. Pastor Sundo ameingia kwa studio, so we'll give her a moment to just get her microphone and, ajipagi powder kidogo. But of course, we have the lovely Salanos. You guys have missed you, man. Beryl, of course.
And you look nice.
And you look nice too.
Oh, thank you.
And me?
And of course, you look good.
How?
Hey, Medley. You guys, man, I've missed you guys. How have you guys been?
We've been doing fine. We can't complain.
Have you guys been watching the shows that
But
you've been doing so
watch
far?
you a lot full of energy.
Why not?
Hey, thank you so much.
The last team.
You saw that last team we're talking about singlehood,
Yeah.
and what we learned from that is that singlehood, see disease.
See ugonjwa.
Yeah, it's not like a vulnerability.
Anything you took out from that?
Singlehood is a season that you have to enjoy, embrace, and enjoy.
Should be celebrated.
It should not be like a profiling that you feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
The society looks at you like, why are you not married yet or something?
Exactly.
There shouldn't be pressure.
Yeah.
Some people are single, they always feel that they have a disability. They lack something, they're not complete.
Yeah.
But they should be complete before going into any relationship.
Yeah.
They always think that if I go into a relationship now, I'm going to be complete. That's when I say, this is my better half. So because I think I'm half, she's half. So the two of us complete. It should come there full, she's also
full.
Yeah.
I get it. I like
Exactly,
that.
yeah.
Do you guys sometimes wish maybe you mungerudi singlehood kidogo tu?
Apana.
You don't think like actually give me singlehood kidogo?
No. I was there since I was a child. Why should I go back there?
And you, Beryl, do you ever think like, Manze, if I just had a few years or by myself, I would have done this and this?
I've never reached that part.
Okay.
I think I got a certain level of fulfillment. And also I've been weighing, you look at what you're having and what you are missing, and you find what you are having is more than what you are missing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. All right, so tonight, guys, we're discussing something very important and very heavy. You know the thing about this show, and every time I post about Say What, a lot of comments talk about the way the people have been able to heal from watching you guys, Pastor Sue, and all the other guests who we've been bringing. Like sometimes maybe I think we have a lot of fun here, a lot of conversations that have so much energy, not knowing that uko home, people are really healing. So it's a good thing.
Thank you for this platform.
Absolutely.
And for always having us.
Yeah. I would just want to, as Pastor Sue is now ready, I wish we had traditional dancers.
To welcome on the stage.
Pastor Sue, please feel welcome.
She's entering full of energy.
Yes, come through.
Wow, good to see you.
I have to just stand and say a quick hello.
Oh, wonderful.
Mwah.
Say what?
Say what?
I want to welcome every person who is watching. Say what? This is going to be one of the best show together with the Betty and the Salanos. This place is going to be hot and fire.
I love that.
Stay there. Stay tuned and get knowledge.
Fire
My
mama.
people.
Fire mama.
And how did you guys know that we are going to do the green today?
I like that. It's like
Amazing.
Ulimpatia hint.
Green and black.
we agree.
Ulimpatia
Black.
hint ya
Yes.
green, ya
It's
black,
like we agreed.
some shades of green.
Wow, amazing.
Great to see you, Pastor Sue.
Thank you so much.
So tonight's topic is very heavy, I must say.
Yes.
We're talking about love, heart, and forgiveness. And actually during the news bulletin,
Yes.
there's this story we had from Eldoret. This lady, she loved this person and mtu amemtania. Now we're talking about shooting. She's all fearing for her life. And that's why I'm saying tonight's topic is very, very important. Maybe from your point of view, maybe let me start with you, Medley. Let's talk about love and why love turns so bitter, such that somebody who you loved can one day point a gun at you and want to kill you or shoot you or harm you.
I'll say that love is not bitter.
Yes.
Because love is God. So love has nothing to do with me killing you or me harming you.
Right.
The problem is that me who is coming into relationship, and these issues you are seeing them happening in marriage, they did not begin in the marriage. They began way before the marriage. So we are coming into marriage carrying a lot of baggage that we have not worked on them. So when we get to the marriage, now we begin handling them, and then we are bringing our pains and building into the people we are getting who are very innocent.
Yes.
For example, we just have to understand that and also accept that everybody is carrying a certain level of traumas that we've picked from childhood as we grow up. So you'll find that you can say to me, I don't have any. But we may be having someone, our traumas are not the same. I may be just having a small percentage of it. Another is we could be having a bigger one. And according to how we grew up, maybe I picked them from how my mother used to treat me. Some were picked from how their parents used to call them, when kichwa kubwa, you are nothing, this is how you are going. So these things begin building in your trauma. Others is from maybe how you are being treated by people outside. Or maybe you are left like by your parents. Like me, I was left by my parents. So I feel like, why was I left? Am I not a human being fully?
Yes.
So all these things, when we come into relationship, we have to accept that I have a trauma that I'm dealing with that needs to be addressed.
So it means a lot of us don't even know some of the things that we went through as children.
We are
you
see, for example, if I can say an example that maybe I'm seated or we are seated, and then a woman walks in with a very 6-inch heels, and then she steps on your toe. That heel goes in your toe. The pain you feel. Any day you'll be seeing a woman walking with the heels, you begin putting your torso in order. That's already a trauma. You are reacting to something that you did, that happened to you sometimes back and it hurt you. And you have never addressed it. So that's what all of us are. But now we are failing to say that now actually, as I'm coming in my marriage, I have an issue and I want to heal. There is no oneness without wholeness. You must heal before you go into a relationship.
I like that.
Yeah, everybody has a trauma. It's only that our traumas have triggers. So what people take to the counselors is the triggers. Oh, he's suffering anger issues, or he's always beating me, he's rude, he's emotionally absent. But these are just symptoms. The traumas are things like emotional abandonment. Like to say, for example, our trauma as a couple. I want to be very honest so that somebody can relate to it. Me, when I got married, I never liked, one thing that I never liked somebody shouting at me. I don't like it that when we are angry, we shout, we exchange. I can run away because I don't like chaos. And growing up, I realized when I was growing, maybe that was the language of communicating discomfort at home. So when I grew up, I wanted to change that. I didn't want chaos. And for him, I realized he was so angry most of the times.
Oh, he was an angry guy.
Yeah. But when I got him, he was this cool, calm guy, gentleman. I didn't see that. But there were triggers. When now you are arguing, you are real, you are a couple, something comes up and it's a trigger. And that trigger is just a conversation you are trying to have, but now he's feeling offended. He's feeling like you are trying to disrespect him, and it comes out very aggressively. And now, if we were stuck to that thing, why are you always angry every time we are arguing, we would miss out on the point. The issue was he was suffering fear of abandonment. He was having anger issues. He was having those bitterness. Why was I left by myself? And then I had to fend for myself and stand by myself. So all these things you come to the marriage with. Us, when we met, we were just innocent, loving couple, not knowing there were baggages. But everybody comes with a baggage.
Everybody comes with a baggage. Before I get to Pastor Sue, let me just give you the question of the day, and we'd want, of course, to hear your voice on this. And we're asking you, can you honestly still love somebody who has hurt you deeply, or does hurt kill love completely? We'd want to hear your thoughts on this, or any other experience that you want to share with us tonight, please. Our phone is open to hear your voice. We'll also be looking at the messages and the questions to our amazing panel. Now, Pastor Sue, let me ask you, like for you, how was it for you? Like, did you ever imagine that one day maybe Pastor Munene would do something that would really hurt you the moment that you guys were in love?
I think I didn't, because there was...
Mama, he has never hurt you. You know, Pastor Munene is also a different
Pastor
kind.
Munene is also a very kind person. Okay, he has, but I think for me, I was already carrying so many baggages, and emotional baggages, as Salano has said, a childhood emotional trauma. And so I had never had a chance to vent out or even get somebody whom I can share with. And so when I came into marriage, I came and found a guy who was so much loved. He grew up in a family where there was love, order. You know, Pastor Munene comes from a family, yani, it's like there was a lot of order in their family. They never used to shout. They would talk amicably. Then I come from this family whereby we shout. We are talking. We shout, we yell. And so he would come and tell me, is there anything wrong with your family members? Why do you talk like you're fighting? And for me, I'm like, I think that's normal, because that's the way I grew up seeing. So when I came into marriage, one of the things that put me off was the way he was talking slowly. slowly. And then I'm telling you, be fast. You know,
Chap, chap.
chap.
We don't have all day.
Ongeza sauti. And but we are not telling neighbors. Namwambia sikusikii. We had so many.
So you wanted somebody who anaongea.
Anaongea. Akona punch. You know, because that's the kind of an environment that I grew up from.
Yes, I got
Then I met this man who is very composed. Munene is a very peaceful man.
Yes.
So I was telling him, tutakuwa tunakaa hivi. Sikukuwe na fujo. So I used to make sure kuna commotion. Afadhali hata nitafute makosa. I'm feeling I'm missing the environment I grew up that was a bit rough and you know, things were really not
chaotic.
Yes. You're getting that. But I tend to think that there's no one who comes into love knowing that they are hurting. Actually, the other person is the one who reveals to you that you actually you have a problem.
Yeah.
Because when now we started moving on with Pastor Mon and then you tell me, but I've done a very small thing. Why are you overreacting? Then I would ask him, what do you mean overreacting?
Yes.
Because to me, I must be myself, express, be a bit abusive, be a bit violent, you know, bang a few things.
Oh my goodness.
No, I think my wife, something is not. What do you mean something is not right? You see, the more he keeps on trying to show me like this, I would become more wild. Until now he realized, no, I think this person now needs another person, a counselor, to actually walk the journey with her and review to her that there's something that is not right. And because of that, we really delayed in picking up our purpose in marriage. Not because of Pastor Monene, but because of me.
Okay, got
you. Know, because I thought marriage should be violence, you know, a little bit of fight.
Cloud.
Yeah, cloud.
Some people even say that you need spice.
Yes. You get that?
Yes. Fight.
Yes.
And that is a fallacy because that is survival. Those are people who are used to survival mode of marriage. But chaos and peace should be normalized.
Should be normalized. Yes, that's very true. And so love has a lot of dimension, and that's why you find if you are from a family whereby there was order, then you get this girl or this man who doesn't have feelings for you. It's like yani anafanya kile anataka wakati anataka. There's no accountability. That can really confuse the other partner. And unfortunately, that's what happens. It's very hard to find two people who are good, brought up nicely in a calm family with order. You always meet two people who are extremely opposite of one another. And that, I think, is good because it also makes the other person see life is not all what I've gone through. There's also the good side of life. Like Pastor Morena made me know, life is not about shouting. We don't have to shout. We can talk, sit down, talk amicably. Me, I didn't know that. I knew kama kuna shida, we first of all fight. We fight with words, we fight physically. Then hiyo kuketi chini, si kuona kukiketiwa chini. So I really want to win.
Tupigane na mheshimiane.
Na tuheshimiane na hiyo maneno tunyamaziane. And we pick it up. You know, that kind of a life. But I think also this other side, I enjoy it this other side. Because it is worse now when it is in a man. You can imagine if that was
the woman.
When it is in a woman, I think a woman can easily change. But when it is from a man just needs serious mentorship, someone who can be able to guide him. And because now that damage can really damage the wife, damage the children. It were better if the woman is, then the man can bring that sobriety in
Pastor,
relationship.
so there's something that you always mention, actually all of you guys, counseling, mentorship. And I think that's something that people just say, isi lazima, you know, but it feels like all of us being hurt, all of us having gone through so many things, that maybe before even we get into this serious, you know, marriage, you know, commitment, maybe all of us should actually really try to get this mentorship. People see it as a weakness, like I have to go for counseling because I'm an angry person. Why should I do it?
I'll equate marriage to a farm. I may be having my farm and your farm neighboring. And then whatever I harvest from my farm is very productive than what you harvest from your farm. When you go back and look at what I'm doing to my farm, you find that maybe I have an agricultural club that I attend. I have a farm training that I always go to, where they tell us for you to have better harvest, you need this type of seeds in your area, this fertilizer to use. And then you say, who should teach me about farming? Sinikuweka tu mchanga kwa nini and then you grow. And then you don't weed your farm, then you don't do anything to your harvest. At the end of the day, you come and say that farming is a scam. Because you have not taken care of
Going back to that thing, marriage is a scam.
Then you say farming is a scam. Because you have failed to take care of your farm, you are saying farming is a scam. But your neighbor here is having a very plenty harvest. celebrating his growth,
Yes.
the way his farm is doing. Because this person has been intentional about his farm.
Gotcha.
He wakes up Googling about what can I make my farm better.
Research,
He's
yeah.
doing research.
Right.
He's going to look at which spray can make weeds die in my
Yeah.
farm. How can I make my maize to produce 3 folds?
Yes.
And then you are there saying, mine will just work. I said somewhere that especially for us who are Christians, there is nothing like a Christian marriage. There is nothing like a Muslim marriage.
Right.
There is nothing like an Indian marriage.
Very true.
Marriage is an institution, and this institution favors both Christians and non-Christians
Yes.
and Buddhists, all of them.
Everybody.
That's why you'll find that most Christians who are in a marriage, they're in a very horrible marriages. Christians.
Wallahi.
Yes.
Yes.
And we have Indians who don't even know God, who don't even go to church.
Yes.
They are in a very good marriage.
Happy
Yes.
Because they have understood that this institution has rules and regulation and principles that if I follow them, then my marriage is going to work.
Gotcha.
I'll give you an example. When you were in Egerton University, there were rules and regulations that were governing
Yes,
students.
yes, yes.
For example, if you get more than 7 Fs, you will be discontinued. If you go and maybe found with bang or drugs, you will be discontinued. They'll not ask you, are you a lawyer? If you're not a lawyer, we'll leave you. They'll not care about which tribe you come from, or if you are a child of a pauper or a child of an MP, they'll send you away. Because the rule says, if you steal, or if you found with the bang, or if you get 7 Fs, you'll do what? You'll be sent home.
Yes.
Now we are having someone who is there praying, telling God that my father, there's a guy who came and told that there's a day I was on a mission, going to preach in Northeastern. I went to Uganda, I came back on Sunday evening.
Yeah.
I had an exam on Monday. I told God, you have seen. I've been going from north to south, preaching the gospel. Souls have been perishing. Now it's time for you to reward me. Tomorrow I have an exam. Show me your faithfulness. And then he said, God, speak to me through a script that I'll open. And then he opened the Bible. And the verse that came to him was that, do not be mocked. God cannot be. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked.
Gotcha.
You shall reap what you sow.
Yeah.
He told God, you are unfair. I've been doing your work. How can I fail? He said that he went to that exam, he got a blackout. And that's what we are having as Christians in our marriage, saying that now, because I'm born again,
Yes.
I'll
Yes.
just pray. I tell you, I have an issue in my marriage. I tell you, let's pray over it.
Let's
we
pray over
cannot
it.
pray over everything.
Yes.
There are things that requires us to face it, talk about it, and solve it.
Yeah.
Now, we are there saying, me, in my marriage, will just pray for my husband, you know. Let us go for a person who will seek help.
Yeah.
Kwani yako ni, there's no marriage expert. You think there's no syllabus for marriage.
Gosh.
Marriage is just, you just go and do what you know. And that's those who are now killing each other because they feel they can do it on their own. But marriage as an institution requires you to have knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And if you don't know something, go and ask. You'll be helped.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I would want to say that in marriage, a marriage institution, as he's saying and Mama said, is as healthy as the individuals involved. If people are hurting and they're into a marriage, however good the marriage is, or well-meaning, the marriage will eventually collapse. And when we say as healthy as then it is emotional health state of a person. And you know nowadays everything is, people are assuming like, for example, pastors will solve everything. But there are people who understand these things. There is a person who is graced in this area.
Right.
And even for the counselors, they can't handle all the issues. There is a counselor that is good with the journey after divorce, taking you through divorce. There is one that is helping you through trauma and addictions. There is one conflict in the marriages. So you have to go for the right knowledge. And there is something. As much as couples are complaining that, oh, marriage is hard, people are not putting intentional efforts, okay? What we are doing, we are first to recognize the problems in other people, not seeing ourselves. Very few of us,
I think that's such a human thing to do. Unaangalia pale uko like, wale wako hivi na huoni kwako kuko aje.
Yes, and there is something in psychology called metacognition. Metacognition will enable you to think through your thinking. You ask yourself, Beryl, why do I always think like this? Why do I keep repeating these patterns?
To think through your thinking.
Yes, you think through your thinking. You process your thinking. Now I'm seated like this. I'm looking at Mamsu like this. What am I thinking? Beryl, I catch myself off guard. You must be intercepting your thinking and asking, why am I thinking about her? Is it about fear-driven thoughts? Or is it pain? Or is it happiness? So you have always to watch yourself thinking.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay? And if you're watching yourself thinking, you will monitor your patterns. You'll be catching yourself off guard. Now, you're thinking like this about your partner. You are like, you are in a marriage. You're saying, I don't think if this guy will be even faithful and he hasn't cheated.
Yes, yes.
Why are you thinking like that? You need to call yourself, ask yourself, Betty, why am I thinking like this? Because maybe you are saying the past experiences, there has never been a guy who has been consistent in trust. Okay? So that is a thought driven by fear.
Okay.
So you have to cancel. It's not a true thought. You're saying, Betty, I am Betty, I'm not my thoughts. Or maybe you are thinking, this marriage, itafika mahali tumeboekana, itaisha. Why are you thinking like that?
Yes, yes.
That is a trauma because you've never seen models of good marriages. But now when you summon your thoughts, you look at the thoughts, analyze those thoughts. Most of our thoughts ndio zina contribute to habits that are killing marriages. So people can start healing their journey.
Okay.
Walk your walk before you point out the issues of the other person.
Wow. Pastor Sue, you know, one of the things that we've been hearing,
Yes.
you know, the last couple of shows is healing and healing
Yes.
and self-retrospection and working on yourself. I think the last almost like 6 shows
That's
in
very
Ekweani, the same thing.
Yes.
But let me ask you, what happens when you have a couple that one person is willing to go for counseling and the other person is not willing to go for counseling? Because that also happens a lot. One is willing to go for therapy to assist this marriage work. One does not, before even we get to the next stage, which is hurt.
I think the challenge is because we have not come out from a background where we have seen also our parents going for help. You see, if I never saw my mom and my dad when they had challenges going to seek help, I would tend to think, is this really real?
Yes.
And so because of our orientation where we are coming from, that's why you find most of the people don't want to go and seek counsel. In the name, they have never seen. Because if you have never seen it, then you find it strange. But I want to say that it's so frustrating. When you have one spouse who refuses to go for therapy or doesn't want to seek help, it really frustrates the other person. But I keep telling the other person who is now positive about marriage, I think you just have to ignore this person. And now go for yourself for therapy to be able to live with this person in such a way that it does not affect you. It is important. It is important for, it is possible. It is possible.
It's possible for
Very
me to live with
possible.
somebody
Yes.
who's
Yeah, mtu
negative.
amekuwa adamant kabisa, because there are two things we have always said in this show. There are two things you cannot condone: sexual immorality and physical beating.
abuse, yes.
In fact, even emotional to me is very low. You can be able to develop your emotional
Walls.
intelligence such that no matter what is said, negative, it doesn't get into you. But physical and sexual, no, that one is a no-go zone.
Got
So
you.
if I were with that partner who doesn't want to go to seek help, I myself, I would make sure that I do personal development and know how do I live with this person without him affecting me psychologically, spiritually, and physically. And this is the way I would look at the matter. If today I got a child who has a physical challenge or a mental challenge, what do we do as mothers or parents? We go, we seek a specialist.
Yes.
We sit down and understand this condition is forever and it has no reverse.
Yes.
That's what we do. And now, if this child needs a wheelchair, we get a wheelchair. If this person needs a caregiver, you get for a caregiver. Pampers, kila kitu, chakula yake, una make sure iko available.
Everything.
And even when visitors come, most of the homes that have such challenged children, you find if there is kama kuna mtoto who is given special care.
Uyo.
It is that child. Why? The mothers, the parents have accepted the state of their son. Before before then, such children used to be hidden. You know, in the bedroom, even nobody knows whether it's a child who has a challenge. You get, but today, they are the people kept on the front line. Why? The parents have gone through counseling, they have accepted. That's the same thing you do. And I keep telling the women who are listening, this woman called Abigail had a husband called Nabo. And you can also have a wife who is also Nabo, and you are Abigail. What this woman did, she never prayed for the husband to change. She never even wished the husband to change. What did she do? She empowered herself and worked around the weakness of the husband. And from there, she was able to save her family and the entire family from the destruction that was to come because of the husband carelessly speaking to the king like he's speaking to a servant. You're getting that? Okay. So I say as a husband or a wife, because you may have someone who has a challenge, come in strongly and fill up that gap as though that thing does not exist. And you're not pretending. Yes. You have accepted this man, you have accepted this woman, and you come in so strongly and you fill in and make sure that the children are not affected by this rigidity of their mother or this rigidity of their dad. But if that woman or that man does not know that there's a way you can do personal development and rise above your spouse, you remain frustrated all the days of your life. Mimi huwezi nikwamisha na niwe umekwama. If you want to stay in nursery, me I'll continue graduating and go to standard 8. Even take myself to secondary school ya marriage. You get the point? And I go also to campus ya marriage. And I continue and get a PhD. Because I have a generation here to protect. We are not going to stay in the same level. And that's what every husband and wife must endeavor. When you realize there's something that your husband or your wife is very rigid, and yet this thing can help the family, sweetheart, rise up to the occasion, begin to do personal development. That family, if he gets the light of the day, well, and if he doesn't, that family will keep shining. Because one couple decided to hold the family together. Because why should I destroy my marriage just because of someone's attitude, which I don't know when they will change. Number 2, it is important for us to understand God has not given us permission to get into someone's mind and heart and change them. You have not that permission.
God doesn't.
We have not been given that. Even God himself, he cannot get into my will and change what I have decided to do. Can I say this statement, and it's powerful? Nobody is powerful in the realm of your willpower. Even God himself, he has to watch you do what you want. So, hii mambo ya kuishi, I wish my husband can change. I wish my wife can change. Oh, this year she has been having this week. That is not life. Deal with reality. Amekataa kuchange. Achana na yeye, we answer kuchange. Positively. Positively. You'll be amazed. That family will get the light of the day, and you move forward. And that family will become what God intended it to be. But this idea of wishing, deal with the reality, my dear, and move on. And wachana na huyu ambaye hataki kusoma. So move on. And I tell you, at the end of the day, you establish such a situation, such an institution, that is able to stand the test of time. So you don't get frustrated by your partner. No.
Hey,
I'll just add a sentence on what she's
very
saying.
quick, we just need to take a break.
The two of us are sick. We've got to Mambia, both of you are having this, let me say HIV. Now, what do we do? I mean, siendi kuchukua madawa. Please let us go siendi. She'll say, let me go and take and leave. Ukitaka kufa. So now we are in marriage where anasema kama utaki basi sawa, wacha basi tukae tu. You are on your own. You are living your life. You go for treatment. Let him die if he wants. So if your spouse has refused to go for cancer, you go. You will get help, and then you are going to live. You will save the marriage. I
love that, Salano. I love that mindset.
Tumesikia about what you guys have said, extremely powerful. Wow. I feel like there's hope for so many people who are watching.
So many people.
Wow. So we'll take a short commercial break, but of course we are coming, and I'll also be looking at your feedback. Don't go away. And welcome back. I think after what Pastor Sue amesema, I think we just needed a break because I know it has given a lot of us hope that, you know what, you can actually get help that you need. Very Lilo, you've always also been somebody who really, really vouches for personal development. Yeah. Is there anything you want to add to what Pastor Sue said? Because I think that is just the icing on the cake tonight. Yeah,
what Pastor Sue has said is very important because most marriages fail because the other person is waiting for the other person to take action. But the moment you start to heal by yourself, you will change the energy because most of the actions we get from our partners or our spouses are projections of our feelings and emotions. Okay. If I'm a scared person, I'm needy, I'm clingy, that person will tend to pull away. If I'm a person who is having certain tantrums, I might be triggering certain things. So he keeps projecting what I'm lacking. Right. Okay? Yes. But you know, when you are full, you're a person who is healed, you begin to partner with God to bring out the destiny of that person. If you look at every marriage, as Mom said, one person always has that which the other person is lacking. Right. Okay? Right. And you can't know your abundance if you are too focused on their shortcomings. Okay? There so if you begin to heal, work on yourself, you are grounded, you begin to see, that's still metacognition. You know, my strength is here, my weakness is here. You cannot see through them very clearly. It is easy to see them. And now you will bring out that thing that is in them. All right. So it is our role as a partner to partner with God to fulfill that which is lacking in that person. For example, my husband lacked a stability, a stable home, family structure as a child. Now growing up, he would like that. So he wanted a woman who is stable, who is present, not one person. When you argue kidogo, you carry back, I'm going to my parents. Okay? Any small argument, you are going. So he needed that assurance that I'm here, we are going to work it out. And that is what he lacked. And also me, there is something I lacked. I wanted somebody who looked like my dad. Not that I lacked it, but I wanted to transfer it to my space. Yes. I wanted a family where people would sit on the dining table, discuss, children are growing when parents are present. I wanted a present dad. My dad was present and he provided that. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me just read a few messages before I come to MedClay. Okay. So, hello. The magnitude of the damage is relatively proportional to the level of forgiveness. All right, we're getting to that shortly. Hello, say what? SC Wamaitha from Kiserian. I'm tuning in. For me, nimeshindwa kuforgive. I still feel that pain, and it's 7 years since I broke up with him. Advise me. Matthew from Naivasha. When hurt, you just forgive and forget to avoid future heartbreak. Hey Sue, personally I'm now 2 years in marriage, but habi ni wa wasichana all over. And when I raised the issue, he went silent and finally asked for a divorce. It's now 4 months. Tumenyamaziana, nothing between us. What can you advise on this? So let me come to the heart bit of conversation, right? Pastor Sue says if it is not physical abuse or if it's not sexual immorality, like everything else should be forgivable. Everything else should be like, okay, tunaweza ngangana tuangalie. Is that, am I right, Pastor Sue? Yes. What do you think of that when it comes to hurting people?
I think from the messages you are reading, these people who are hurt, you see, like I said that I'm heartbroken. What does literally meaning heartbroken is? You've been hurt, you are bleeding. So who needs help? It's you who is heartbroken. Right. But again, you find the same person who is heartbroken doesn't want to forgive. Let me give this example. Wow. I'm driving on a highway and then I get involved in an accident and then I break my leg. I see I'm bleeding and there's a bone protruding. I have two options. One, I can go home, keep quiet and nurse my wound in the house. One of the consequences that I'm going to have a lot of pain, sleepless nights, and then long time to heal. And also, this wound may end up beginning to rot. And then by the time I'm seeking help after a month or so, I'm told this leg needs to be amputated. Right. Then there's another option I can take also. I can say, hey, I've broken my leg, I seek help. I'll call for an emergency number. They'll come and do a first aid, give me some painkiller. Broken my leg, I seek help. I'll call for an emergency number. They'll come and do a first aid, give me some painkillers to suppress the pain, and then take me for a proper medical treatment. Right, right. At the end of the day, I'm going to be working with after a few months or so. So what I've done is working on myself to heal very fast. But now you find that she has wronged me. I say, I'll never forgive you. Who am I hurting? I'm hurting myself. I'm saying, I'm not going to the hospital. I'm going to this guy in my house. Now, you're finding after 3 months, you are still bleeding. 4 months, 4 years, you are still bleeding. There's a lady who reached out to us. She's saying that her husband cheated on her when they were 5 years in their marriage. Now they're married for 25 years or in their marriage. He has never cheated again. But she never got healed from that. Now she wants to walk out of 25 years.
Right.
Why? Because she went with her scar in the house. So she has been nursing her wound in the house, no medical help. So we are telling ourselves that I cannot forgive, but forgiveness does not mean that reconciliation. Forgiveness and reconciliation are two things. I can forgive you and then we part ways. But the good thing is that I'm healed. So once I am healed, I've taken the pain out, I'm ready for another relationship or to stay in this marriage. So when you forgive, you are not doing that person a favor. The thing you always think that when I'm forgiving this person, I'm giving him a license to make a mistake again. Or I'm giving him a go-ahead, or I'm telling that whatever you do was not bad, I'm just forgiving you. But forgiveness does not release that person. The prisoner, you are always the prisoner. So when you forgive, you heal yourself and not that person. So always focus on yourself. So these people who are saying that, oh, 4 months, I'm not talking to him, 6 months, I'm still hurt. You forgive that person. And forgiving doesn't mean you're going to stay in that marriage. Forgive and let him go. That's what I can do.
Yeah, because the people who keep forgiving is
Yes.
Pastor Sue.
Yeah.
Like kuna moja hapa amesema yeye ni mtu wa wasichana, so they keep doing these things. So
Yes.
do you still keep forgiving this person who's completely hurting you every other day, maybe every month, every
No.
What happens?
I did a mistake. You found me with a lady, and then I asked for forgiveness. I told you, forgive me, I'll not do it again.
Okay.
What measures did I put in a place to ensure that I never do it again? So I'm telling you, from today, I will never cheat again. But please don't touch my phone.
Don't touch it. Don't touch my phone.
Forgive me, please. I'll never cheat again, but there are passwords all over my phone. What measures, accountability structures have we placed in place to ensure that that thing never repeats itself? So number one, I've told you I'll never cheat on this lady. Who is that lady? So, Lady X. Let us block Lady X. From today, because once you cheat on a person, their trust goes to zero. So you have to work on how to rebuild that trust again. So what do? I'm going to give her full access to my phone, to my wherever I am, when I live, to my life. Let her know who I am with, where I am, what am I doing. Let me give her updates from time to time. This is going to help her know that actually this person did the right thing. But when I tell you I'm forgiving you, but there's no structure. That's why this thing keeps on repeating. I'm sorry. I'm not, please, no, please, I'm kneeling down. I'll never do it again. Mara ya mwisho. And then again, I've forgiven you. Then we do nothing. Again, next time, again, we do nothing. So this, you'll keep on being in the nursery for 20 years. You never graduate because you've never done any other thing outside that. So accountability structures is very important after a mistake has been made.
And this goes to every mistake, right?
Every mistake.
Yeah.
Every mistake you've done after making that mistake. So what are we going to do as a couple so that this thing doesn't repeat again?
Okay.
But you just let it go like
powerful.
that, it'll come again the following day.
All right.
Maybe
Okay,
just to say for that mom or woman who is hurting, who is struggling with a man who is a serial cheater or something like that, or abusive or alcoholic, any addiction.
Yes.
These people first, you must see them as hurting, okay? If you are the person who keeps cheating and hurting your spouse, you are not yourself. There is something in your past you need to address, or maybe it's a personality issue or disorder. You need to go for counseling as soon as possible. And then after that, during the journey of healing, there must be process of healing. Be patient with your spouse whom you've hurt. Now you must step from being husband and wife now to friends. Allow them to cry, allow them to grieve the loss.
Sorry.
I want sex after 1 week and you just cheated the other day. That is so unfair.
Yeah.
Let this woman cry. Tell her, Njeri yote, ulinda tu kwa Njeri. You be there. I'm sorry. I can understand how this hurts you. Allow them to be themselves. But another mistake us women we make, we are like, men are like that. It doesn't hurt me. Hata nikisikia sasa amepatikana kwa club, it doesn't hurt me. That is living in denial. It is hurting you.
It's definitely
just embrace your emotions. This thing is hurting me. Baba Nani, this thing is hurting me. Anytime you are cheating with this lady, it hurts me. Embrace it. Be honest with your emotions. Wherever Baba Nani, don't be defensive. You sit there, be with your wife, heal through the journey, be vulnerable. She will throw tantrums, but be there until you heal. You go for counseling and you become, there is hope for marriages that have gone through infidelities, even once or twice. They can even come from survival to thriving marriages,
Okay.
and even become
If both
stronger.
partners are
Yeah,
willing.
if both partners are
And
willing.
if all of them are willing to
Yes,
work on it.
yes, yes.
Okay, Pastor Sue, I'd want
Yes.
to hear your thoughts, but let me just sample two to give you some perspective.
Yes.
Hi, hi, I'm Carol from Nairobi. I have so much hatred towards this man. We separated, but anytime I remember what he made me go through and the words he uttered, I hate him more. I'm unable to forgive him. Advise me. Somebody here says, hello, Pastor Sue. Nisaidieni tafadhali. I managed to hack my husband's WhatsApp account. So he's chatting with a lady and telling her he's interested in her, and also they're planning on meeting tomorrow. We are married for 1 year and 2 months. Our child is just 10 months. Naweza fanya nini aki? Pastor Sue,
Yes.
I thought a lot of these messages are about cheating spouses,
yes.
and forgiveness. I want to hear your just a wholesome perspective from you about this thing.
I think it's important for couples to understand if there's something that hurts your spouse is cheating, because you make the other person wonder, ni nini unaenda kutafuta na niko nayo, you know?
Yeah.
If you're going to look for something special that has a staircase and that has something, then it's under. But a woman is a woman, a man is a man, and so we need to understand it's the most painful thing that you can ever do to your spouse, in the name that you just wanted to keep this relationship for a change. You know, the way for a change. There's nothing like changing. In marriage, you don't change the partner, you change venue to avoid boredom.
Okay.
Hii mambo ya kuchange partner, at the end of the day, remember, when you sleep with someone, you get all the negative and the positive energy that they carry. And that's one of the greatest problem and exchange that happens, because your wife has a certain energy right from her personality and who she is, and vice versa. When you begin to bring other energies in that family, you begin to fight other battles that were not meant for you. And so I want to say this, that if for example I find that my partner is actually cheating, and na sio kutafutiwa ni ya ukweli, one of the things I would do myself, the level that I think it's a level.
Yeah.
Every woman must understand this statement, that you are complete. Marriage does not complete anyone. If you don't come emotionally, psychologically, physically, complete, I tell you, at thinking the other person is a half, at you make a complete circle, hakuna kitu kama hiyo. You have to understand that when you're coming in marriage, you've got to be complete. So that peradventure, if this person does something that is out of what you never expected, you will not be so broken. Number 2, your self-esteem also is very important. When you know who you are, and you know there's nothing you can do to your husband and wife to go out, it is a choice, it is a decision to go and cheat, then this person should take personal responsibility over their action. Because I also get the same temptation, but I choose not to. Why? Because number 1, I fear God. Number 2, I reference you and honor you as my husband. So this is a person who doesn't have a certain kind of a wisdom that makes marriage stay. And this is a sign this marriage can actually come to can come down very fast. And so one of the things I would tell that woman, for me, if I get you cheating, and if let's say, for example, not physical, but maybe through the phone, through gadgets.
This one's actually planning to meet tomorrow.
Thank you. I'll screenshot that and send you and tell you, okay, you have decided this way. I think I respect your opinion, follow your heart conviction, and I move on. You're getting that? Because
so moving on, does it mean that you leave home?
It doesn't mean, I'll observe and see. I'll observe and see how this person is behaving. Then I would put also measures, because if I know that they have sex, he has sex outside, I don't want to get sick. Having been faithful all these years, one of the things I would do is to make sure that there are condoms there. So that if he comes, I will not deny him sex, lakini lazima aweke condom. Na ni mimi nitamweka, asitoe na meno ipasuke, staki hiyo maneno. I have to protect myself physically, because this is a choice he has made, and I have nothing I can do. Women feel, or men feel like there's something they should have done. No. When a person makes a decision, as we have said, there's nothing you can do. Or what you can do is to wait for let them reap their own consequences. But where you know you can suffer because of these consequences, and especially when it comes to sicknesses and diseases, protect yourself as you can. Then, for me, I would not even bring trouble. No. we can stay in that house, the way I have now matured, we can still stay in that house, see whether we can get someone who can be able to come and reconcile us. If he doesn't want, I move on with life, and I move on with my children.
Right.
You get that?
Yeah.
So it's a matter of looking at the situation and seeing, because drama will never change a person, no matter how much shouting and crying
and everything.
Okay, I'll cry,
Yes.
but if this crying, I will not cry in his presence. No, I would go and cry by myself and ask myself, have you failed? No. And I would affirm myself, not beat myself thinking maybe I'm ugly, maybe my V is a bit white. You know those things that women go in and you tend to think that probably that's why. There is no probably. It is a decision that you make to go out. And if someone has made a decision, I would just allow him to be and then move on with my life.
Okay.
Then create a platform where we can be able to sit down and talk. If he doesn't want, I continue with my life. I will not keep on, like I'm so frustrated, like I can't live without. The person that I need most at that particular time is my peace. Then I would get to try to see whether we can be able to be reconciled. If that doesn't work, then I move on with my life.
Got you.
I would move on with my life.
Right. Salon, let me ask, is there a level or a capacity that somebody should hold when it comes to your partner hurting you? Because a lot of the messages sound like, oh, I've been with this person for this many years, but you can still hear from whatever they're saying, they're still continuing to hurt. Is there a level that you say, I'm so hurt, or somebody should be so hurt that you cannot forgive? And you decide to move on, like what Pastor Sue is saying?
Yes, I think that's what we call in physics elastic limit. When elastic limit imefika mwisho, you cannot, because that's now someone who has begun taking advantage of you.
Very true.
And then he doesn't even respect you. Because if I cheated last time, we found out, we discussed it, again I go and do it again, then why can't I just humbly let you continue that person and then I go out? We've said that you don't tolerate two things. Don't tolerate your health. That is compromising your health, because you are going to die very soon. And also violence. This person who can kill you or beat you or even use a knife on you is the same person who can also bring you disease in the house. So any person who is there sleeping around is as dangerous as a person who can kill you at night.
Very true.
So don't let your life in that relationship saying that no, he'll just change. So there is a point unaona unatumiwa because this man doesn't respect me. He uses me the way he wants. He can go and sleep with anybody he wants. There is no respect in that marriage. And when there's no respect between the couples, then what are you doing in that house?
Okay.
Good.
So once you have that last limit, there's nothing you're doing that man. Just walk out. So this person who is saying that she's having someone who's going to meet their husband tomorrow, the way Pastor was said, just take that message. In the morning, tell him, by the way, I know you're going to meet Nancy tomorrow at room place this. So say hi to her and please enjoy your time.
That's the way to work.
Yeah.
He will not go.
Yeah.
He'll be like...
That is if you mean something to him.
Yes.
If something, right?
No, even if you don't mean something.
You should not go.
Me, I know that I'm going to meet her in hotel so and I know my office away that I'm in this hotel. I'll not even perform.
Yeah.
But two,
you will not.
I also want to add to what Salano is saying. Never become violent, either in words or in action, or have verbal communication when you're communicating to a couple or a spouse who is cheating. May God help you to be composed as much as possible. Speak the truth, because only the truth that sets free. Oh, I saw that you're meeting with this lady and there's no problem. Just wanted to know, do you have lunch? Can I send something for M-Pesa?
Where?
Yeah, so that you can go and enjoy.
Yeah.
Are
you coming today?
If you're not coming today, tell us this. Don't. No, you don't do that. When you do that, you actually make the other person, you are giving them power over you.
Yes.
And you need to know you are, the minute a couple knows, a wife and a husband know that they are complete in God, according to Colossians 2 verse 10, and I want everybody to read that scripture. It's very powerful. You are complete in Christ.
Right.
Let me tell you, anything else that is coming to try to subtract anything from you, you will know this is wrong number and this is wrong channel. And I'm not going to allow this. When you are, and especially so, if this person has decided to be stubborn and to become arrogant, my dear, you don't go that way. You don't even get revengeful. Just stay in your lane. Kaa lane yako. you know, just and do good to him. Wacha madharau, ati akikuja, utaki kumpatia chakula, kama ni viatu zake au you are the one who organizes his, do what you always do. That does not make you weak. I don't know why we feel that if someone becomes bad, I also become bad.
Yes, yes.
No. Me, you can't be bad and I become bad.
Right.
When you may choose kuwa mbaya, me, I'll remain to be what I've been doing to you as a wife. Okay. I'll still continue doing it. Okay. The only thing I can't do as normal is toa. Because now, I have known now we are, I'm not the only one. Yeah. We are 3 or 4. You get the point? Yes, and my health is very important, and also my mental health. When you understand that, you create a space whereby this person will respect you and honor you. So don't be violent, don't be abusive, don't cause drama, handle it amicably. And then it is important to have a support system of someone whom you know. If you are a lady, look for another lady, not a man. Because this man can also take advantage of this situation and you find yourself committing the same thing that you are trying to correct here. So I always say when you are going through infidelity, either look for a couple, 2 people, or look for the same sex. If it is the man who has found the wife moving out, let him look for another man. That's very good instruction. Or alternatively, if you are a girl and I find that my husband is going out, let me look for you, Betty. We discuss about it. But when you go to seek help from an opposite sex, I don't know what happened, the chemistry. You will also find having done the same day, you have also done the same thing.
Another point I'm going to add on that one, that you should not do. Now that she has the number of this lady who are going to the husband, don't reach out to that woman and tell that I know what you're doing to my husband.
Oh, is
no,
it?
You don't do that.
Yeah, don't fight the battle of your husband. I know where you say I'm coming for you.
No.
You don't call
He will go and tell her, sorry, my wife abused you. Don't worry, leave that woman alone.
Oh, she's crazy.
The relationship is stronger than how it was.
Oh my gosh. Messiah, don't call the other woman. All right. Very quickly, Beryl, your last couple of words in terms of forgiveness. At what point the forgiveness, we give up on even the forgiveness bit of everything?
When now your mental health is at stake, your children are exposed to violence, and I would love to tell moms, never lose your space, never lose your power, as Mom Sue has said. Your words are your power. Your composure is your power. All right. Okay? Okay. Your words are transactional. Preserve your energy, prioritize your peace. Prioritize your peace and your children. Okay. Drama will not solve anything. And that situation that you've been going through in your marriage could be a wake-up call that you guys need to address something. Maybe it is emotional neglect. Maybe also there is something in you that you need also to address. All right. So that you sit down and talk about it as a couple. Okay.
Nicholas, you show us the books that you now have.
I'll say that you do not, if the person is defending their actions, that I cheated because you are not there, that you know I cheated because that day you had just given birth, you know I was in a trip and you had gone for funeral also. If they defend their action, it's time to work out. But he can accept his mistakes, then you can forgive them and let them move on. Well, I have books that we've done, From Lust to Lasting Love, for those who are single looking to get in marriage. We have Conflict Management for those who are in marriage, you want to solve your issues. Then we have Bridging the Distance for those who are long distance marriages. And then we have here Sacred Intimacy, if your marriage is boring and you want to bring some fire into it, this book will help you. And then here we have Healing After Infidelity, what we just talked about today. If you have been heartbroken, you want to heal, and from what we've been talking here, more of it is in this book. And then our kids have a book here called the World Through a Child's Eye. Also, you can get them both in soft copy and hard copy. You also do counseling to couples, both virtual and physical. Reach us through 0716 87 61 69 or 0728 794 307, 0716 87 61 69 or 0728 794 307.
Okay, there you go.
I want to say that love is a decision that you make as a person to either love someone or even, not love someone. In marriage and in relationship, heart, and love and forgiveness will always come into play. There's none that really is number one. So anything can be, you can forgive, you can hurt, you can love. And that's the cycle of marriage. I want to say to every person who is there is hope for every marriage. But you need to understand that these things must be controlled by your willpower, and also very important to have that fear of God. Remember, infidelity has destroyed so many marriages, and if you continue with the same will happen to your marriage. I want to say that marriage marriages can work, relationships can work, and become eternal and forever. Because you have made up your mind that you're going to follow the right principles and the right, the right principles that can make the marriage stand.
All right.
My name is Pastor Sue Munene, and I want to say that we have a medical center. I'm also in the medical field. We have a hospital in Kasarani where we treat all these, especially chronic conditions. If you have diabetes, you have hypertension, you have arthritis, you have all these conditions that we talk about, cancer, even stage 4. As you follow, your oncologist, your doctor, on the instruction of chemotherapy, radiotherapy, we come in and we make sure that we boost your immunity to make sure that you're able to fight cancer and come out as a survivor, and also have a testimony that cancer can be healed. And so if you're there and you have any cancer, whatever stage, Sue is the person to see. There are things that we will give you advice on to make sure that your body becomes strong, because radiotherapy, chemotherapy can really lower your immunity and cause a lot of side effects to your body, and find yourself going to see the Lord before your time. Please come and see me. I will help you on that. Diabetes, hypertension. If you're there, you have erectile dysfunction and you're a man, ulikuwa menyonga man masturbation, and I know masturbation is so much rampant right now, and most of the men are not able to perform toa on their wives. Please come and see Pastor Sue. We will reverse that. My number is 0712 265 746, 0712 265 746. Any condition involving your sexuality, infertility in men, we have a medical team that we are able to handle you, and at the end of the day, get you back, in this show called
Say What? Good night. Thank you very much for watching.
Say what?
Amazing.